And look what I'm wearing. Look what I'm wearing. Warm-ups. And it's this temperature outside. Well, I have short sleeve. I've got short sleeve on. So, but it's I'm wearing warm-ups. Let me tell you all why I'm wearing warm-ups. For 3 days in a row, 3 times a day, I was taking cold showers. Where is it? How do you put the air on in here again? I think it's this one, right? Oh, you have to press it. No, hang on, you all. There we go. Yeah, let's leave it on high for now. The water heater in my apartment went out. The water heater in my apartment went out, and I was without hot water for 3 days. You would think, well, it is hot outside, so that's a good thing, right? And it was a good thing if I were outside and then went inside. However, inside, it was very cold for me. And then I had to turn off the fan in my room in order to take showers because I was freezing. And I was still freezing. My skin is so dry. Oh my God. Anyhow, so let me lower this a bit. Except for the sun hitting my arm over here. So what was I talking about? Yeah, so I was taking cold showers. And like I said, it wasn't even that great. Oh, I'm moving the wrong one. Now I have it on Sinatra. What the hell? Okay, let's go this way. I put it on bluegrass, you all. Anyhow, so yeah, I was taking cold showers since Friday night. That's when it started. I let the landlady know on Saturday, and she's like, oh yeah, okay. You're not the only one though. Number 7 is also having an issue. They'll be there Monday. Monday? What? You all, it seemed like an eternity for them to come. They finally get here, and it takes them like maybe 45 minutes to do everything because they also check the water pressure. And oh well, he's got almost a full tank in here. This truck does not move. Anyhow, so now we have hot water. The water pressure is a lot better. But here I am still in warm-ups. I'll probably change right now when I go inside. It is hot. It is very hot. I'm itching everywhere, and I don't know why. My skin feels so dry, and I don't know if that's because of the cold water. I heard cold water was good, so I don't know why my skin is so dry. Oh, I think it's because I use the Bath and Body body wash, and oh my goodness, I can't stop itching from my arms. Maybe it's irritating my skin. I've noticed as I've gotten older that my skin is so freaking sensitive. I'm sensitive to everything myself. It's ridiculous. Scoot over, Moon, so the hot sun won't hit you. But you all, I think it's because it's crazy hot that all these people out here are going cray-cray. I kid you not. Yesterday, on the way to church, there's some apartments. I don't know if y'all remember this. I did a video. I think I took it down already. There's some apartments that are right beside my church, crossing the street, and you're already in their parking lot at these apartments. I forgot what they're called. But we were gonna try to move in there at one time. But it turns out that it was way more expensive than what I imagined. They gave me one price over the phone. I went to go look at it. I fell in love with it. And then they started giving me a different price on the contract. That's when they added everything else. So it went up from, let's say, $1,100 to $1,500. It was just really ridiculous, and we couldn't afford it. So then I found this place, thank God. Well, I didn't find it, God did. And so we moved over here. But anyhow, there are some apartments right beside the church, right crossing the street. And that's where I usually park when I go on Sundays. Upon getting to these apartments to turn in there to get to the parking lot so that I can park across from my church, this little white car cuts me off. And they get in the turning lane in front of me. And I'm talking about inches in front of me. Like it saw that I was going to turn in, and they're like, nope, I'm going to go first. And so they cut me off. And then they kept going straight to go turn where the light is, which was like another block for the light. I turned in where I usually turned in. I parked and everything. And then I saw that it turned left at the light and went into the church parking lot. The other parking lot that's right next to the church. That's right there. You know, you don't have to walk across the street. And I'm thinking, like, seriously? You had to cut me off back there like that? Like a dick? Going to church? When you were going to turn all the way over here? Like, what the hell's wrong with you? And I'm sure, and I'm sorry for the cursey words, as Emily, what's her name? Oh God, I forgot her name already. Emily something, the lawyer. As she would say, the cursey words. It pissed me off because I'm like, even on the way to church, people are gonna act like this? Like, are you kidding me? And I mean, once I parked and everything and I got there, I situated myself, got my stuff, got down and started walking towards church. Everything was good. And then I left church and I'm like, you know what? Let me go get some tamales at the restaurant where I usually get them. Delia's Tamales. And when I get those tamales, I usually cut through the HEB so that I can get there. Well, I barely turned into the HEB. It was in the front of the HEB. I saw this car coming out and I was like, okay, I'll wait. You know, I'll let them get out and then I'll go through. My blinker was still on and I was trying to turn it off because I saw this lady across that had her blinker on, and I'm assuming that she was going to park there. Well, I assumed right. All I wanted to do was let this truck get out, pull out of the parking spot, and go straight so that I can get to the Delia's Tamales. Anybody that lives here, anybody that's been to the HEB knows exactly what I'm talking about. Well, no, this lady that wanted that parking space so desperately, it was a matter of life and death to her. She gets right in front of me immediately thinking that I'm going to take her spot. Almost hitting my car, and she would not move. She barely let that car get out of that spot. And then she went in there. You guys, that really pissed me off. More than the car on the way to church. And I sat there in my car and I was waiting for her to get off to tell her I wasn't going to take your spot, ma'am. And there's plenty of parking. And you can walk. But, you know, I sat there. She took forever to get out of her car. Next thing I know, there's a car coming behind me. And I'm like, I'm pretty sure they're going to want to get through. I'm not going to be that dick that's going to take up somebody else's time. Right? So I was like, you're lucky. You're very lucky. And she still hadn't gotten out of her car. Then I went straight to the restaurant, okay? I went straight to the restaurant only to get the stink eye from somebody that I got there before they did. They were barely turning into Delia's Tamales. I was already turning into Delia's Tamales to get in line because there was a long line. And this truck comes behind me, speeding up, trying to beat me to the line when I was already turned in there. And these two ladies get off. I'll call them ladies to be polite. They get off, and as they get off, they both turned and looked at me in my car, like if I did something wrong. Like I wasn't supposed to drive in before they did. I was supposed to wait back there in the parking lot and wait and see is there going to be a white truck coming in through here any minute now? Because if there is, I'll wait here and let them go first. I'm not even going to pay attention to the other traffic. I'm just going to wait back here and let them go first. Idiots, really? I completely ignored them, and I'm like, I don't even care what they want to tell me. I'm sitting in my car. I don't give a crap. That truck ended up parking. The line was taking a while. I don't even know if they ever came out right away or not. I really didn't care. I didn't keep up. I ordered my dozen, and I paid for them and left. But I'm just telling you all this because that's the kind of day, Sunday, that I had, which I think is so ridiculous. Fighting over a parking space, fighting over who's going to get in line first at a drive-through. Like, this is ridiculous. The entitlement of some of the people down here. That's why I'm telling you all. I don't know who or what is saying, oh, South Texas is a really nice place to visit. The people down there are so nice, and they're just so hospitable, and oh my gosh, I'm just going to move there one day to retire because it's so beautiful down there. There's lots of restaurants and yada, yada, yada. No. The people down here are not nice. They're very entitled. They feel because they drive a certain vehicle that, oh, they're entitled. They're entitled to get first dibs on parking. They're entitled to get first dibs in the drive-thrus, on the road. They're entitled. And if you have a truck like this one, you're even more entitled because my truck's bigger than your car. Therefore, you gotta move or I'm gonna bully you off. Yeah, no. Go ahead and try to bully me off. Hit my car. I will take you for every dime that you have, including your loser truck. Okay? You and your loser truck. I'll take you for everything you got. Speaking of, as I mentioned earlier that my water heater had gone out, they came to fix it finally about an hour ago. It didn't take them very long. It took them about 45 minutes. But in the morning, I was texting my neighbor, that neighbor. And I was telling her, all about it. And she said that the side door at our apartment is still not fixed. I'm not going to go into detail as to what's wrong with it, but it's not fixed. And I said, well, good luck. 'Cause she said she was going to bring it up to the landlady again. I said, well, good luck. I had to wait 3 days for a plumber. And she had already brought it up to the landlady, but the landlady doesn't seem to want to fix it. She doesn't see the urgency. And then my neighbor starts telling me in a text how there was a girl that lived in the back. And it was in the corner apartment. And one night she was decorating for her Halloween, And I was like, oh, I love decorating for Halloween. And she was telling me, yeah, well, she was decorating at night. And I said, yeah, that's usually when I like to do it too. And then she said, well, she ended up getting assaulted. And I said, what? How? By who? And she's like, some man. The back gate was broken, so it was wide open. Some man just walked in here like nothing and assaulted her outside her apartment while she was decorating. The landlady did nothing about it. It is her job, and by law, she needed to warn everybody that lived here at that time when it happened. And I believe my neighbor was saying that it happened back in 2020. I was like, wow, yeah, they're supposed to. They're supposed to let you know what's going on, right? Well, she didn't. Apparently, that tenant moved out. She's doing way better. She keeps in touch with her, still talks to her. And I said, my God, I would have sued. If somebody assaulted me in my apartment because some gate wasn't working, I would sue. I would sue the apartments for not using their better judgment, for not keeping us safe. This place is gated. It's supposed to remain secure. We're paying for that security. A lot of us here have the Ring cameras on our door. However, I feel that she needs to have cameras in the entrance and exit, both exits. And also by the trash, because plenty of people love to throw furniture or dirty diapers outside the trash bin, and they don't pick them up. They think somebody else is going to come and pick them up. No, nobody's here to clean up after you just because you rent here. You have to do it. It's your responsibility as a tenant. But this lady's not keeping up with it. She really isn't. But I'm like, well, you know, by her not keeping on top of the security here, she's allowing for crime to happen and a lawsuit waiting to happen. It seems so peaceful here at night. I've seen people walk at night, like at 12, 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning. People come out with their dogs. They're walking around just right here. You know, they're just walking around. And I was like, I feel a little safer that way because I'm like, okay, they have a dog. The dog will bark if any stranger comes near, you know. But at the same time, I'm like, well, what about them? You know, are they safe? Is it okay to walk at that hour around here? Are they safe? I've seen on my door Ring camera tenants that I've never seen before. I'm assuming they're tenants that I've never seen before walking their dog at those hours. And I tell my neighbor, like, have you seen these people before? I said, that's an odd time to be out here. Like, I pretty much am familiar with all the tenants already. And I know whose dog is who. I had never seen this dog, and I've never seen this person. And she said the same thing. And she's like, I don't know, maybe they're staying with somebody. And I said, right? I said, I hope so. I hope that's the case. I haven't seen them anymore, so maybe they were staying with somebody, and, you know, they had to come out with their own dog. They brought their dog with them, which is a good thing, right? However, us that live here, we don't know that for a fact. So yeah, that's a little dangerous, I think. So anyhow, I just wanted to touch base with you all on that really quick, on my frustrations. And yeah, I've been going through some stuff myself. Yesterday I really couldn't concentrate at church. Oh, here come the plumbers again. They're probably going to the other apartment that I mentioned. Are they going to park in the same spot? Oh no, they're parking somewhere else. Anyhow, like I was saying, yesterday I had a hard time focusing at church because of everything that I've been going through this week and last week. Well, not this week, the week before and the week before that, for the past 2 weeks. And, you know, yesterday's post about YouTube, I heard it on another channel. So I asked ChatGPT myself, you know, just how many creators are on YouTube, and it gave me the same exact number that he got. And then I get a notification, one of those For You notifications, even though I am subbed from this particular channel, and they were talking about the same person. And I'm like, are you serious? Are you freaking kidding me? Do you not have anybody else to talk about? Why don't you talk about yourself for once, Mr. Perfect or Miss Perfect? Is your life really that perfect that you have to keep criticizing the same person over and over again? You have nothing better to talk about? And then you have that commentator that's always commenting when they're claiming they have a wonderful life, they have a life, they have a husband and a wife and whatever, but yet they're always quick to comment the same comments. It's obvious they hate the person that they're commenting on and making videos on. And I'm like, there is more to life. Honestly, let karma take care of that person. But there is more to life for you. There is more to life for me. And the last thing I want to run into is somebody criticizing another person just because they don't like them. If you don't like them, then stay away. 1 + 1 = 2. Common knowledge. I don't like you, I'm going to unsub, I'm going to stay away. If I like you, I will sub and I will comment. But you know what? Look, I understand some people need to let their frustrations out and comment on a certain person. But who are you to take charge and try to teach anyone a lesson when you haven't even learned any lessons yourself? You're determined to get back at this person and make them pay for every little bit that they did to you, and that person, like you're V for vendetta. That's what you're acting like. I'm V for vendetta. I'm gonna make a channel and talk about this person every day until the day I die, so they can know how much I hate them. That's not very smart. One thing my pastor said is unforgiveness is like drinking the poison and expecting the other person to die. And that's exactly what it is. You can't keep talking about another person and expecting them to get affected when they haven't been affected this far. You've been doing this for like over a year already. Move on. Get over it. Move on. Let karma take care of them. Let God take care of them. You take care of yourself. Move on. And in case anybody's like, oh, why are you watching them? Let me reiterate for you, for those in the back. I get the For You notifications. I was subbed to them. I unsubbed a month ago. I'm getting For You notifications now. I clicked on hide notifications. I have clicked on not interested notifications, and I still keep getting them. And I see their title, and they're still talking about the same person. Do you understand? I hope so, because that makes me angry too when I get accused of something and it's not even true. You are just projecting. Everything you have said about me is something that you have done. I'm sorry. I'm sorry if some of you are getting a lot of negative comments from that. That is not my fault. But do not do it to me. Anyhow, I'm not going to give this any more energy. That's all I wanted to say about that, about my comment. I know a lot of channels have drama, but there are just some channels that, you know, they can't seem to move on. Anyhow, I'm gonna go inside now. I think this truck's been on long enough, and my stalker neighbor is home now. The older man in a white car who likes to sit in there and wait for me. And he's sitting there right now waiting for me. Fabulous. Love you all. Enjoy the rest of your Monday. Thank you for listening, and stay in prayer.